Hey folks, Post here, and a rare, I guess, daytime video, just because I don't usually do videos during the day, because I'm either at school or asleep, honestly, during the day. So, here we go. So, before Battle Villa comes out in, I guess, 6 hours, I have to do one more video because new info came out about the Battle Villa, this time in the form of an IGN article, which is pretty interesting, right? So, first of all, this article is by Miranda Sanchez, and so what happened was, I think, probably they let them, try out the Battle Villa beforehand, and they did write up, some of their experiences through the Battle Villa, and there's some pretty interesting revelations, which we'll go through one by one over here. So, let's just go through the article first. So, newest feature coming to Pokemon Masters Battle Villa. Actually, I think this is just introducing the thing. So, anyways, let's get into the interesting part first. So, oh, by the way, the first info that I do want to talk about is this. If you check on the top there, and this is probably the most important info revealed, is that there's actually a limited time that the Battle Villa is open for. So it's opening from the 27th, assuming this is still true, right? Because it could be an early test build or whatever, but let's assume this is true, and it opens from the 27th, which is tonight, right? 10 p.m. To the 15th, the end of the 15th. So that's about, give or take, 2 weeks, right? Actually, let's see. So we're going from basically to the 28th to the 16th, right? How many days is that? 28th to the 16th. Wait, how many days are in February? February. It's what? 29, right? Or I don't even know. Wait, do we have a 29th this year? 2020 calendar. I can't. I'm so messed up here. Let's see. February. Okay, so there's a 29th. So 28th, 29th, and then all the way up to, I guess, assuming the 16th. So we got 18 days. It seems, right? If my math here is correct, which could be not. 18 days to complete, as they mentioned, 25 hauls, right? So let's just go through all the screenshots first. So here's the, I guess, announcement for that. Battle Villa, here's Trista talking about it. Battle Villa just had a grand opening. All right. Lear talking about it. Well, I mean, it's Lear's facility, right? And then there's Rachel. There's all the hauls, I would assume. There's like milestone rewards. There's a tab to recover your Pokemon, right? Because once your Pokemon's dead, they're kind of dead. If you guys played Fire Emblem before, it's sort of that case. Except that they do get, from the wording, it does seem like they're getting revived like the next day. Thornton's gonna be tough. I hate fighting Thornton. Thornton is just Thornton's not fair. Like, just in even in general normal courses, your training courses, Thornton, usually his stages, it's the Thornton's super course. I think he's coins or something, right? Or level up manual. Super course. He just takes an extra few shots to take down just because he has the resistance thing, right? The passive. So that's kind of lame. So 25 stages. You got 2 days to or not 2 days, but I guess give around 2 weeks, right? So that's what 18 days, right? 18 days to complete it. So a bit over 2 weeks, right? Hey, there's Mega Charizard X. There's Charizard doing stuff. There's this is their setup, I guess. And here you go. So yeah, that's basically what's going on. So we got 25 hauls. We got to complete in 18 days. So let me just pull up let's do some quick calculations here. 25 divided by 18, 1.38. So basically, you need to average 1.4 hauls per day. And do keep in mind, once you complete a haul, your Pokemon, the MP, as they I think they mentioned somewhere over here, right? Anyways, it was mentioned in the announcement. The MP stays the same. So if you used all your dire hit pluses, you got no more dire hit pluses to use. If you used your hardest diamonds, all your hardest diamonds, you got no more hardest diamonds to use from Olivia, right? And you know, same with HP as well. You know, if you took a lot of hits, you know, your HP is still going to be super low, right? So those are issues. Do keep in mind, from what we've seen from some of the rumored info, that there will be items that can help recover some HP, either HP or MP, right? So those would prove to be really critical. Like, honestly, like, okay, before I talk about that point, let's just keep on going. You know, well, let's go through the article first, which it's taken me a while. Battle Villa was definitely designed with longtime players in mind, given how quickly it gets difficult. The challenge in this event spaces defeat as many of 25 halls of enemies as you can to earn tons of rewards before the 2-week event is over. Each hall can have 1 to 3 rounds of opponents waiting. You can scope out their Pokemon weaknesses to the area details like you can in any other battle, right? But unlike the rest of Pokemon Masters, any damage your Sync Pair takes stays with them for the whole day, and you can only select 9 Sync Pairs to play within the villa for that day. So 9 Pokemon in the villa, any damage they take is permanent, and also any MPs you use is permanent as well. You can heal during the battle and once out of battle if you have the right items. However, you can't heal any Sync Pair that has fainted within the battle villa, so you can't revive them. So you'll need to wait until the next day to get them back. Honestly, this line just makes me feel like Potion's Master Pikachu is probably going to be crucial for this one. So for those who did farm Pikachu Synchrid, congratulations. Pikachu's going to be super useful, it seems like, here, right, with Potion Masters. Because, like, as long as your Pokemon doesn't die, you could still heal them, right? So there's that. Anyways, so they keep on writing. I went into the Battle Villa with several Sync Pairs of varying types at max level. At first, max level, keep in mind. At first, I felt confident I'd clear the Battle Villa quickly. My recommended power was almost always vastly over what was recommended. So I guess the first few stages are easy, right? At least for the first 5 halls. Okay, first 5 halls. By the time I completed the 5th hall on the first day of playing, my Sync Pairs were starting to struggle to deal out enough damage to keep them in the fight. The Battle Villa did test my strategy, which was nice. I felt a bit pressured to not only consider the obvious type matchups, but also think about how my 3 Sync Pairs skills and moves work together to try to prevent pairs from fainting. Okay, so assuming, you know, they again, they are using max level Sync Pairs, so they took out 5 stages in the first day, which is pretty good, right? So that leaves us with 20 rooms to complete in 17 days. So that's close to a room per day. So that you will have to find a day where you at least take out 2 a day, right? And then hope that none of the later stages takes you more than a day to complete. Yeah, I mean, if it starts getting difficult on the 6th hall, that your like max level Sync Pairs would start struggling, that could be an issue. That could be an issue. Now the 7th hall, I've lost significant momentum. 7th hall, okay, there's still like 18 more left. Not necessarily in a bad way, but my sheer power wasn't really giving me much of an advantage anymore. Some days it feels like I was just throwing pairs at the hall to weaken them enough until I could cycle in the real damage dealers back in the next day. Opponents don't recover health, and any progress made in a hall persists between days. I do wish there was a way to revive at least 1 Sync Pair per day, though. If my Sync Pairs were all generally lower level, I think the Battle Villa would be more of me throwing Sync Pairs at battles with a little chance for success rather than having options for tactics. If you make it far enough in the Battle Villa and have Sync Pairs at level 80 at least, you could start earning a new item for the new lucky skills. These lucky skills are bestowed at random and can raise a Sync Pair stats with a crunchy lucky cookie, or prevent stats from being lowered with a creamy lucky cookie. There's also a crispy lucky cookie that shields Sync Pairs from status and certain other conditions. There's also a lucky scroll for learning lucky skills. You can't Earn too many of these in a complete Battle run. I think that's a typo. So you'll want to save them for your favorite pairs. The Battle is an interesting addition to Poem Master's daily offerings. I know if I want to attempt to make it through all 25 halls and get numerous rewards that come with it, I'm going to need to work to do some extra training with all my sync pairs. I do wish the final rewards were more appealing than more lucky skill leveling items and just enough gems for a few more pulls, but I do appreciate having a new challenge to conquer. Alright, so that's the gist of the article, right? Thanks to again Miranda for posting this on IGN. So 25 hauls, 18 days. So again, assuming the first few are, you know, quite easy. So it does seem like, aside from the first day, as long as you average like about 1 haul per day, it shouldn't be too much of an issue to clear it before the time expires. Honestly, it's probably key. Like, you know, it really depends. I feel like it really depends on how many MP refresh items you could get and how how accessible they are, right? Because MP refresh honestly seems the most important here in comparison. Like, you could always just bring in Pikachu, and then if you run out of potions, you could MP refresh the Pikachu for the potions, right? Instead of using healing items. So like, if they give it to you like unconditionally, then, you know, whatever, take them, right? But if they like cost something, then maybe MP refresh might be a bit better, because like with Pikachu, like once you throw in 1 MP refresh, you know, if your potions are gone, and then as long as you throw in 1 MP refresh, it's not just like 1 potion, right? It's 1 potion use plus a chance for a potion MP refresh with a potions MP with the sync grid, right, for Pikachu, and then obviously Potion Master that heals a really good amount, right? Around, should be what, 60% or something HP. So so yeah, I think Pikachu might be a pretty important sync pair to bring in general, or, you know, other healers maybe. Although most other healers, they're just, I don't like the gradual healing. They just takes so long. Unless it's something like, you know, apply yourself with Charin, Stoutland, and like on Torkoal, which again is like machine gun firing, right? So that might get heals up. Oh, Torkoal would be really, really good here, just because of how incredibly bulky it is, right? So even because, like, even though we are drawing aggro with support sync pairs, do keep in mind that sync moves, like AoE moves, exist, and sync moves hit you all, right? So I don't know, however, if the sync move countdowns carry on your opponent's side, or on your own side, if at all. Because that, if it carries from one opponent to the next, that would be quite difficult, because you're for sure going to get hit by a few sync moves, quite a few sync moves throughout the course, right? Yeah, and you'll just have to, at a point, you have to heal your sync pairs, because, I mean, you know, just by the sheer amount of AoE sync moves, they could just, you know, take your whole team out without even targeting you, right? Because again, you could always tank and draw aggro with your supports, but well, generally supports, I guess you could also draw aggro like Mew or something. But yeah, sync moves their AoE. I guess Mew would be good here as well, maybe. You know, the Swift debuff is nice, should be nice. Also, you know, relatively quick to get to your own sync move, right? Also tanks a lot. A Mewtwo Pikachu combo would be really deadly, honestly. Give Mewtwo first aid as well. Not Mewtwo. Did I say Mewtwo? I said Mew. I meant Mew. Mew first aid. Pikachu Potion Masters. It just depends on your striker. Charizard might be suspect here, just because of As long as, I mean, as long as Charizard doesn't get one shot by a sync move, it should be fine. Because, you know, again, it's glass cannon. I initially thought, you know, if I just drag, it would be fine. But if the sync move countdown is consistent on your opponent's side, then that could be an issue for even, you know, strikers like Olivia and Charizard. Steven's very bulky, right? For a striker, Steven could be really, really useful here, especially in longer battles, right? Like, here's the thing with Steven and Olivia. When you compare Steven and Olivia, Steven does much more damage once Steven megas, right? And Olivia does more damage in the first few turns. So Olivia racks up damage quick, while Steven on the other hand. And keep in mind, this is single player, so you do get mega relatively easy in comparison. So yeah, Steven could be really good here. Maybe Blue. Here's the problem with Blue though. Since MP carries over, Blue's accuracy on Hurricane is suspect. Unless you're just gonna go in with Air Cutter, but then, you know, that's 2-bar move. Interesting. Signa Sudalissa is definitely gonna be really good here, especially if you do get MP refresh on I think, what was her trainer move? Breathtaking, right? Breathtaking. That would be really, really useful, obviously. And being the #1 bulkiest Pokemon in the game, without promotions, obviously. Promote Mew, then. Mew's more bulkier. But yeah, Signa Sudalissa is going to be really good. Rosa and Superior are going to be very, very good here. Rosa Superior, just because once you get the MP refreshes in from Time to Energize, you get quite a few MP refreshes on time. You know, like, you have 3 Time to Energize MP refreshes, so it would be very, very difficult for you to run out on MP refreshes for Superior, right? So, well, anyways, that's enough strategizing for now. Like, I've done like so many like strategizing videos, like for the battle before the it even came out. I'm just super excited for harder content, man. I'm just super excited for more harder content, and it looks like from the looks of it, like Valve seems like exactly what we need. So again, quick recap: 25 stages in I think 17 days. I would expect after the date ends, it'll be like, you know, if you guys do, again, another Dokkan Battle analogy, right? It would be kind of like the Battlefield. It just resets. It'll have like another season. We might like have different sets of trainers to fight, different 25 stages, right? And then they'll also reset the rewards, I would assume, as well. So that'd be pretty cool. So anyways, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Again, do keep in mind, I will be live streaming Red Alyssa summons, Signa Sudalissa summons, and all that stuff when they do drop on Pokemon Masters in, depends on when I upload this, but in around 5 hours. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in a bit.